Hey guys, welcome. Episode 5, Empower Hour with Coach Lowe. What an honor to have Right Hook Roxy in the house. How you feeling, girl?
Hello, everybody. I'm Right Hook Roxy.
You guys, this is amazing. Listen. USA World Champion, 3 times international gold medalist, and 21 times national champion. That's a boxer right there. That's so inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How
Yes.
long have you been boxing?
Well, see, I've been boxing since the age of 4. I pretty much was boxing since the womb. I'm a fourth generation fighter, so my family were kickboxers, boxers, wrestlers, and I'm the only one that stuck with it so far. And so it's been about 18 years. I'm turning 22 on Saturday, so
Oh
about
my
to be
God.
19 years.
That's amazing. Girl, congratulations, first of all, on
Thank you.
everything. And again, since 4, so you just knew it. That's funny because that was one of my questions. When did you know, this is what you wanted to do?
I just knew right out the womb. I did a lot of other sports,
Right.
but I felt boxing was for me.
Yeah.
It's a one-on-one type of sport. I don't have to depend on a team. And,
It's true.
I'm good with sportsmanship, but sometimes I would get a little mad if my softball team was losing and it wasn't my fault.
Well, I mean, boxing is a contact sport, but I get it, basketball, softball, right? So boxing is just your coach, right?
Yes, and the only flaw is it's me. It's, if I lose, it's on me.
I love that. That's taking accountability too. That's major.
Yes.
And where did you grow up? Where are you from?
So I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. I went to San Fernando High School, but I also lived in East LA for about 9 years.
Oh, wow.
So just in the Valley, East LA, in between the two. But
Oh, so you're an LA baby for real. I love that.
yes,
I didn't know that.
born and raised over
San
here.
Fernando High School.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I have a business out there. I've been out there for a year. I wasn't really familiar with that side of the valley, and I love it.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. It's gotten a lot better
Right.
than when it was. But that's my home. That's where my family's from. Where I grew up. Where I was raised. So
Amazing. I love that. San Fernando High School. Shout out to y'all.
I know. Hey guys, I miss
Right?
you guys.
Oh, I love it. Oh, well, yeah, when did you graduate?
2018 maybe. So time is flying.
It's just going.
It's going.
It's how does this happen? September just, whew, I didn't even feel it.
I just remember I was 21 not that long ago. I barely turned 21.
Oh, and how's that been?
Just training, chill.
Right.
But I did take a trip to Europe for a month, so I just came back and started training again. But I needed it. I needed to
It's
get it out my system.
something out the routine.
Yes,
right?
yes.
How was that, Europe? I'm sure it was an experience.
It was an experience for sure.
Culture shock?
Not really. I'm used to traveling. I've traveled a lot due to boxing, but I never got the chance to go out and explore because I was always in championships, finals, so I didn't get the chance to. But I've seen a lot of cultures, seen a lot of people, so it wasn't really a culture shock to me.
Right.
I like to see different countries,
Yeah,
but it was
open-minded.
just a lot. I was tired. Just 5 countries in 1 month. It was a lot.
That's amazing. And where would you say was your favorite place?
Surprisingly, Albania was my favorite.
Really?
Yes,
Interesting.
and Spain, Barcelona was
Right.
nice. But the 2 were my favorite. Greece, I went to where it was kind of Americanized, just party,
You're
party,
it's too
party,
familiar.
and it's just too familiar. Yes, but I loved it.
Right.
I love to I would rather go out there and have fun than be over here and have fun.
I feel that. That's a different type of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just imagine? Just you don't know anyone, you're just exploring different cities. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Albania, that's interesting.
I really loved it. We went twice, actually. So from Greece, we went to Albania, the beach side, and then
Right.
I went to Spain, then Italy, and then I went back to Albania. So
love that.
instead of Ibiza, I was like, I don't want to party like that.
Right.
Just take me back to Albania, but the city part
That
that
is
time.
so interesting. That's so cool. That's definitely on the bucket list. Still got to get out there somehow, some way.
You have to.
Right?
You won't regret it. Promise you.
So, okay, so you started boxing, right? And you said you played other sports. Were there other things that you were into, different hobbies?
Hobbies. Well, sports. I was into track and field, cross country. That was something that really was well with my boxing when I was
Right.
in high school. The only thing I could do was that because of my schedule, and it was involving running, so
Exactly.
it was good for me. I was really good at that. I'm sure I probably would have got a scholarship for it, but I did do softball for 9 years, so that was my when I started boxing at 4 or 5, that's when I started softball as well. So
Oh my
I was always an all-stars, always making it to the top. Like, I think I probably would have got a scholarship with that too. But I stopped when I hit like 13, 14. I slid to home base and some bigger girl, like fell right on my knee, messed up my knee a little.
No way.
And from there, I was like, okay, I have to pick one because this is gonna take a lot of my time too. The trainings are, the practices are like 3 hours long during the evening, and that's when I was traveling for boxing. So I was like, okay, which one am I gonna pick?
Yeah, I was.
I just chose boxing, and then in cross country, high school, I just did running, which was okay.
I mean, it goes hand, like you said, hand in hand with boxing. Like the endurance is part of your training, right?
Exactly. So I would run there, and I would run in the morning. Like I was running a lot.
Oh, I mean, I see you. You don't stop, but that's the thing. Like, like boxing started trending, like a lot, and there's a lot of people, and I love that people are getting into it. But like, you really been doing this.
Yeah, I would say it's training, good and bad. You know, there's a lot of people that are not respecting the sport as they should.
Right.
A lot of Instagram fighters and stuff, they're making like more millions than actual world champions, but I get it. The social media, I can't blame them for getting a hustle out of it.
I get you though, to be honest.
I can't blame them for getting a hustle out of it, but also too, they need to respect boxers. You can't call out world champions and you're not, no, it's just disrespectful to us. Like, we've been doing this for so many years, and you're going to jump in 2 years and try to call out one of the best fighters in the world. No, that's not how it works.
It's like you put your heart and soul into this. Blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
Sweat, and tears. I've sacrificed a lot for. I never got to really that many holidays. I never really got to go to events in school. I was just always boxing. And during COVID was the only time I actually took a break because it was.
Yeah, how was that? Like, you just.
It was boring, honestly. I didn't know what to do with my life.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
I'm not in college. I'm not studying. I was like, okay, what is there to do? Like, I don't know what to do. I was just stuck. I felt like my feet were in the mud. And then when it started again, it was hard for me to get back into shape. It was hard for me to motivate myself again. There was a time I just wanted to quit boxing. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this because being so long not active, boxing is a lifestyle. It's your whole life. It's not just you can train and then stop and then go back. It's your whole life you have to be doing something. And when I wasn't doing anything, I got really like depressed. But I actually moved out the country for like 1.5 years to Mexico. So, I was with family over there. Came back, but then I got unmotivated when I came back. Over there, it was beautiful. I loved it. But
you said 1.5 years out there? Was this was during lockdown?
This was during lockdown. So lockdown happened right when I got over there. So I was kind of stuck over there for like a few months because the border was closed. I mean,
oh my gosh! But you were with family, you said, right?
Yes, I was with family, so it was okay, and I got to spend time with them. I hadn't seen them in a long time, but. Overall, COVID it was a negative for me. It wasn't a positive.
No, and I feel that. And I feel like once like the door started opening up, like me working in the health and fitness industry, I really saw how it was a challenge to get back into it. Having everything, having the gym back open, having your nutrition, having your support, and still like the mental part of it, right? It just took a while.
Like my physical body wanted to do it, but mentally I couldn't do it. And for boxing, it's 90% mental, 10% physical. That's how I see it. It's not, if your mind can't go with your body, you're not. It's difficult. It's hard.
So true. That's so true. And then like remembering all the combos and everything, it's like no joke.
I was a little I wasn't like, once you do it for so long, it's in you. But I just felt like very slow on my feet. I felt like overweight for boxing.
You're like, I feel a little heavy today.
Oh, 100%. Not just today. It was for a few months.
Was it?
Yes.
And then what shifted when you were like, okay, I'm getting back in full force?
When I decided not to stay amateur anymore, I wanted to go pro because there was no money in amateurs. Yeah, it was good for your resume. It's just more of an ego thing, I guess, just being proud to represent your country, to represent yourself. Yes. But it was a lot of money out of our pockets. I would spend like $4,000 each tournament. I would have to go outside and like supermarkets, sell candy, sell things, do fundraisers, car washes. It was a lot of work.
Shout out to you though for doing all that. That's love.
I couldn't have done it without my mother, my trainer, and then also my family. Like
Coach G, right?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? That's actually how I found you. Like, so I love boxing. I mean, I I didn't grow up boxing. I grew up street fighting. But
Hey, it's some sort of boxing.
right? But eventually when I was like 23, I was like, okay, well 19, like I tried it. And then 23, I actually got a trainer and I was with him for about 6-7 years. And not only was it the biggest stress reliever and it helped me a lot, especially with like even postpartum and all of that, but I started really digging into like, I was like, I want to find like OG, like real trainers. There's a lot of Instagram trainers, but I want to find like, and I found your mom.
Well, since I was in the womb, she's been my trainer.
Amazing. I love her. And I'm like, yo. And then I found you and I'm like, this is so cool. Like the mother, daughter, and the fact that you guys do this together. Yes. And like, I run a business with my mom and I'm so grateful for it. But I also know that that's not easy.
Oh, no, it's not. We bump heads like no tomorrow. Like, it is something that we've learned. When we was younger, it was okay. When I got to a certain age, I was giving her attitude.
Right. Oh, yeah.
She wasn't understanding me. And, like, it was like the boxing was going home. And then in the gym, home was being involved. So we kind of just like, okay. And we had, like, a little situation. We got back together. I was just, we were both just confused. It was communication, that's all. But now we're stronger than ever. Amazing. I've gotten older, I've gotten more mature. Yes. For my age, I consider myself very mature, and I agree. I feel like I make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. It's just you got to learn. That's all. It. And that being said, our relationship has gotten stronger. It is hard. It is difficult. We're both women, both emotional. Right. You know how
Estrogen.
it is.
I already know.
It's not like a dad and daughter do it. It's a mother and daughter. So it's, she's raised me by herself. So, it was tough for her. And I appreciate everything she's done for me. She sacrificed a lot. She sacrificed a normal life because of me. And I'm not going to throw it in nobody's face or throw it in her face, but I appreciate it, and I want to prove to her that it's all worth it at the end of the day.
I love it. Girl, I'm going to cry. My kid better talk about me like this in the future.
No kids for me right now.
Yeah. No. Man, listen, I had my daughter at 29.
That's a good age.
Girl, my 20s were amazing. Shout out to that.
No, that's actually a good age. People think you should have kids when you're 20, 21, 22. No.
I think it's like a cultural thing. You're Mexican, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like as Latinas, my mom told me once, Lorena, I was 30 at the time. And she was like, Lorena, by your age, I had all of you, like all three. And I'm like, that's cool.
I was like, I don't get to travel. I don't get to live my life. Like, I feel like my mom is cool with that. And a lot of my family now, they're more Americanized now. Right. And a lot of them are older without kids. Like, my sister had a kid at an older age, too. See? And I think that's perfectly fine. Perfect. Like, I don't think a lot of us, they expect women, you're supposed to be born, have a kid, and stay. No, like, just let us live a little, live a little. If some people want to have kids at a young age, I respect it too. There's nothing wrong with it. But me personally, I'm going to wait till like I'm 30 or something. I'm still young. 30s is the primes. People think that's old. That is not.
Girl, thank you.
30s is when a woman's body's the strongest. As a fighter, 30 years old is when you're the strongest.
Is
like,
it?
Not when you're in your 20s. My body's still growing. Like,
girl, you're hyping me up. Get back in
you're
there.
Like, wait a minute. Hold up. Get a profile off my list. You're like, there's still time.
There's time. I'm not too late. Wow, that's amazing. I did not know that. And like, I follow like different boxers, and I do see like a lot of them are closer to like.
Oh, they're on the 30s, 40s. Like some girls I know have kids already. They've had kids in the past, and there's like Cobra Ruiz. She has 2 kids, and she's a strong girl. She's a great fighter. That's
amazing.
So it's more of like. It's just up to you, really.
Right. No, you're right. That's very true. But I just look at it like, man, like if right now you're so locked into what you're doing, like just keep doing that because you're killing the game. And if you're doing this now, like, oh my God, in your 30s, it's like legendary. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I think you're just going to get to that before your 30s. So
yes, maybe my 30s I'll settle down. You know?
Exactly. Only God knows. Right now, we're locked in what we're doing, and that's what 100%. Matters, right?
Yes.
So what were some of your favorite boxers growing up? Like, there was like one specific that you followed for a while?
Malvic Taylor, he's an old school fighter. He's one of the great fighters that I consider. Marquez, Lomachenko. Yes. Not that many people like him, but he's a lefty. I'm a lefty, so
girl, me too. I didn't know that.
My mom always says, you know why we're lefties? Because we ain't right.
Shout out to mom for that one. Mama, can I use that? Because listen, I'd be so proud about being a lefty. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And your mom's a lefty.
No, she's a righty.
Okay, so how, like, I don't know. Based off my experience, I'm not gonna throw no names, but there were times where like I was invited to certain gyms, and once they found out, I was like, oh, Southpaw was like,
It's hard. Yeah.
is it?
No, yeah. As a trainer, you should know how to work with both. But some trainers are so used to righty that they never had a lefty in their life. I mean, personally, the trainers I've trained with or done mitts with, they're perfectly fine with lefties.
Right.
But it's just the experience. Some people just don't want to work with lefties. It is difficult, like even to find sparring. If I'm gonna fight a lefty, to find sparring that's a lefty, it's like a mission. Like I can't find anybody. It's very hard as a lefty. Like it's a great advantage.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, it's the best. Like it's hard. No, everybody when they find out they're fighting a lefty, they just like, oh my god, no, not them. We're like the bad news bears. But then fighting another lefty, it's like two right. It's just as a lefty and a lefty, we get so frustrated with each other because we're not used to it.
I want to see that. That is so cool. I really did not know that. I'm even more of a fan now. Wow, girl, that's amazing.
Thank you.
And do you ever did they ever have you trained like a righty, or you just always train like?
There's times I switch up, you
Yeah.
know, but overall I'm a left. So it's funny. I write with my right, but I play all my sports with my left. Like I can't do any sports as a righty. Like it's
That's so
I'm
interesting.
ambidextrous. So
Yeah, ambidextrous for real. That's
yeah.
amazing.
But I've always been comfortable as a lefty. It's more advantage for me. I've tried as a righty for a few days, and like I feel like I have great
feel
balance
off,
as a righty, but like I'm like throwing like a beginner. I'm like, what am I doing?
You're like watching videos like, wait a second, this doesn't look right.
I'm like, I look like I just joined the gym 2 weeks ago. I'm like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work.
I love that. So you said, okay, so you mentioned the couple that you grew up with. Are there any right now that you're just like your goal is like maybe to get in the ring with them? Like
Girls? So I hope one day Amanda Serrano, you know, we're the same weight class, but she is older, and I don't know if by the time I'm at that level where I'm able to fight them that she might retire. But that's one person I look up to. It's like I respect her, and I'm not calling nobody out in a rude way. Like it's just me wanting to fight people that were my idols. You know, like before when I was younger, I had idols that I grew up watching, and then I end up sparring them when I'm like 16, 17. I end up working with them. I'm like, wow, so when I'm that age, there's going to be young girls that looked up to me that are ready to fight me. It's just, you know, they opened the doors for us. That. You know, they knocked on the door, opened it, and now we just have to walk through it. Yes. You know, as women's boxing, it's getting bigger and bigger. I love
it. I love to see it.
Before it wasn't a thing. They don't respect it. You know, some people to this day, they're like, oh, women boxers, that's manly, this and that. I'm like, it's just a sport. You know what? Nothing. Like, I just have masculine traits, but I'm women boxing. Like, there's a lot of beautiful women in boxing. I agree. You know, and people think we're supposed to look like all rugged and like it's just.
I know. What's her name? Alicia
Baumberger. She's
gorgeous. I'm like, dude, she's so beautiful. You know, I'm like, that's so cool. I love to see that, you know, and I'm seeing it more and more, like you said. And these are, you know, people that pave the way. And again, you're going to do the same. Like, you're going to inspire people. Like,
I was like, I want to be the new face of boxing.
Yes, it's going to happen, y'all.
New but old. I've been here a while, but, you know,
let's make some noise. Let's make some noise, you know? I love that. That's amazing. That's so funny because I like my daughter. I mean, she's 4 going on 5, and I got her little gloves and like she grabbed her Minnie Mouse and was like, no, just walked off.
Hey, you know, like, sometimes some people just You know.
I was like, all right, I can't push it on her.
I always tell people everyone wants to be a boxer till they get punched in the face.
That's so true.
Some people don't last, or they do for a while until they realize, like. There's times where you're going to get your butt whooped.
Right.
Like, it's just part of it.
It's just part of it. Like, you're going to get hit.
You're going to get hit. Like, that's just, you're not Mayweather, you know? Like, there's only one of him.
Right. Oh, my gosh. That is so funny. I love that, though. No, that's so true, though. I had a friend. I remember she tried it out. She went to, like, a class or two, and she was super girly. I'm not saying that's not possible, but she was like, oh, no, girl, we had to take off our shoes, and there was, like, sweat everywhere. I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, yeah, you're not for this, girl. If you're tripping on the sweat, bye.
Yeah, like, I'm girly. I love my pink. I love to get dressed. I love to put my makeup on. Like, I'm very girly, but, like, I'm just born in the gym.
It's so funny because I think I saw you at the Tupac, like, the museum.
I was there.
I saw you.
I was
Like,
there
we
with
made
one of
eye
my
contact.
friends,
Yes.
yes.
I was there with one of my friends too, my best friend. And
Yeah, he's like my best friend.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. That was my guy best friend. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
it's
And
fun.
we made eye contact and we looked at each other and I was like,
Were you in front of me in line?
yes.
I remember seeing you there. We
That's
did make. I'm like, wait,
right?
I'm like, does she? I told my friend, I was like, does she know me? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, and then he's like, well, I don't know. I was like, I mean, it's possible.
Right? Yeah. I was like, I know this girl. I was like, I know her. And then I'm like, oh my God, I think that was Right Hook Rock. I'm a fan. I was having a fangirl moment.
You
I was
just
like,
searched me up like, wait a minute.
It is her. I should have. I would have said hi. Man.
That's funny because
that's
someone
crazy.
else in that place was like, oh my God, you're Roxy. I'm like, yeah.
Look, it's me.
It feels weird to get noticed like in certain places where I wouldn't think. I feel like I'm like in the in the wilderness. I'm like,
Right.
like, what are you guys doing? This is my normal life. I was like, I gotta start wearing glasses and a face mask.
Oh,
and-
girl, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real. It's crazy because it really do happen, and it's like even just getting accustomed to that. You know, like I went to eat at a spot in San Fernando actually, and I was eating by myself. I had a michelada too. Oh my God, how embarrassing! It was like 2 p.m. Like, what was I doing? Right? I was probably going through something. But anyway, I'm there with the michelada and my fish tacos. Right? You guys, this is tea. I promise. Nobody here believes me.
I don't know, man. It just looks like diluted vodka.
No, but trip out, and I'm sitting there, I'm eating. There's a group of like guys, you know, on the other side, and I just I was minding my business. And once I was done eating, one of them came up to me and was like, Lorena Michelle, and I'm like, oh, this fool just watched me eat. Like,
That's happened to me. Like, why do you come up to me after I
oh,
eat?
cool. I know. I was
I'm
like,
all licking my fingers,
Yeah,
like,
me too.
that was good.
freaking tahini on the side of my cheeks from the michi. Like, wow.
Maybe they're like, oh, I just didn't want to interrupt you. I'm like, well, you should have.
Watching me eat and shit. Like, what? It was crazy. I was like, I mean, I was nice, you know, but I got in my car and I'm like, damn, this is the life I chose to live.
Yeah, it happens. Like, I've been times where, like, I'm not even supposed to be in the spot where they meet. Like, I literally got a message before saying, oh, how was that stuff you had over there? I was like,
Oh, like, how'd you
I'm
know?
like, how'd you know I was there? Like, oh, did you like that place? It's one of my favorites. I'm like, really? Like, you were watching me the whole
I'm
time.
telling you, it's crazy. Hey, low key, I be catching my clients like that, like my health and fitness clients.
See,
I be driving around. I'm like, wait, did they just leave the drive-through? I'm like, you know what? So what you doing? Where you at? Haven't seen you at class in quite some time. Like, what? Yeah. Right? I mean,
they're like, oh, I just came from another gym. You've
Right.
seen them coming out the drive-thru.
like, damn, now you lying to me. That's cold. That's cold. So, like, growing up, like, people knowing, obviously, people knew you were boxing. Like, did like people mess with you in school? Like, did people test you?
No, not really. I
That's
was
good.
just very sweet and nice. So, like, I actually used to hide it from people. I never
Really?
told people when I was in school. Like, there was time in elementary I'd come, like, with a little scratch or, like, a
Right.
little black eye. And the teachers would question if I was abused at home. And then I actually told them, I was like, no, I'm not abused. Like, my mom had to go to the school and tell them, like, she's a boxer. Like, she just doesn't say it. They're like, oh, okay, because they thought I was getting abused. And then middle school, I tried to hide it, but somehow they found out. In high school, I wanted to go to San Fernando because my cousins were there. But they were already in 12th grade. I don't know why I wanted to go.
Following the older cousins, I did the
like,
same.
I was in 9th grade and they're already gonna leave.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't say nothing, but my cousins, you know, they just told people and then
Right.
it got around. And by the time I was like a senior, everybody in the whole school knew. Like, I had my newspaper it's like in one of those glasses right there at San
No
Fernando.
way.
Yeah. And
Oh, that's
the
cool,
teachers
though.
knew. Like, honestly, I should have just used my boxing as, like, you know, leverage because.
Choose with the teachers?
No, because honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, my teachers love me after I said I boxed. Like, there was classes that I shouldn't have gotten that much of a good grade. But they
Really?
like, I had an A when I should have had a C. But, you know, I love them. But I did do my work. It's just I was always gone because of tournaments. So they would just give me a packet. I would return it. And they're
Really?
like, there was this time in school, like, this kid was, like, you know, not a good kid, and I was always gone and he was always gone, but so we both end up at the same time the same day. And then he's like yelling at him like, oh, you're missing class, you're not putting your work. And he goes, oh, well, so my name's Iana. My name's Iana, so that's what they called me.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's Iana Roxani, so I go by Roxy.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. So they're like, oh, well, Iana doesn't come. And I was like, why am I involved in this? And then she goes, well, at least she does your work. You're doing nothing and you're gone and you're not even doing anything with your life. I was like, because he wasn't. He's just ditching school to ditch. I was gone for a reason. They're like, she's in tournaments representing the United States. What are you doing? And I was like... And it's crazy because she was the teacher that like was very strict with kids. Like she's the one that everybody had to see in her class. Like that's just how it was with her. But she just loved me, and it was so weird to be on her good side because nobody was on her good side.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But honestly, like my boxing did help me with school. I mean, I was a good student, but it did help.
I mean, you were working on the packets while on the road, right?
Exactly. After my fight, I would just be in the car like doing the work before I came back home. But kids never really messed with me. They never. They would joke around like, "Oh, you're gonna punch this person." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do all of that."
That's
like,
good.
I've always been a nice person, and sometimes the way I walk is just intimidating, I guess, to people. Like they never. Like my friends always had problems except me. I'm like, why don't I get a problem? Like man,
I'm the one that could knock somebody out without pulling hair.
I'm itching for a fight now. But it just didn't happen. Like I was respectful, so I never like to start fights. I'm always.
I love that though.
Like I would never throw the first punch. Like you have to hit me first before I even try to hit you, because I know what my hands are capable of. Like I'm not gonna say I'm like. Honestly, I can't kill somebody if I wanted to, but I would never do that. Like, it's just, you hit them one time, they hit the floor, hit their head, they're dead. Like, that can happen. Like,
it's so crazy
it could be an accident. Yes. Like, you know, and you're like, I just barely hit them, but the way they fall, they can die. Like, I'm not going to go to jail for my emotions. You know, that's like...
That's so amazing that you understand that, though, at such a young age as well. You know, like, reasoning before being so reactive. Because I'm like, damn, I would have saved myself so many problems, you know? So it's just really inspiring. So... Y'all youngins, if you're around my age or older and you got your kids watching, like, that's really it. I'm not
gonna lie. There's been times where, like, I'm not gonna say I'm innocent. Right, you know, we're had human situations, but I've learned from that. Like, I've learned as any boxer, you notice boxers are very humble. Like, if they're a real boxer, they're humble. If they're cocky, they're not no boxer. Like, but a lot of them, they don't get in fights in the street. They're very respectful. They don't like to start problems, and they know what they're capable of.
Exactly.
Like, I don't need to prove to you that I can beat you up.
Right.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Don't do this to yourself, man.
Yes.
Don't do this to yourself. I love that. That's amazing.
I was like, are you sure? Like, I'm just going to walk away. Like, 100%. Like, please.
I saw a video like that. I think it was in Vegas, and the guy was like, he didn't want problems.
I seen that. Knocks him out.
Oh, put him to sleep.
He goes, I don't want no problems. Walking away, and the guy just puts him, he turns around. And I was like,
that video was crazy.
You messed around and found out.
Yeah, literally. Right. That's really what happened. But, you know, it's crazy because I know someone that went through that. They're not a boxer, but they were, you know, changing their life around, and they went out for some drinks, and they were fighting over sports, retarded, like over, just rival, you know, rival teams, whatever. And the guy followed him outside. My friend, they followed him outside. So when, you know, the guy tried to touch him, he turned around and he swung, but the guy was drunk. So he fell. Out. Yeah, but the way he fell and hit his head on the floor, like he lost hearing. Yeah. So it's like he had
coma, like
he had to go to court for that. But it was really like once he saw the cameras, like it really was self-defense. You know, it was just one hit. And so I see what you mean. Like you don't want to mess up your career over something like that.
Like I know I've seen people that I've seen videos where the guy pushes them and then they just come back and hit him and the guy dies. Like he punched him one time and he just died. So it's like you gotta, if I were to get in a fight and I see them falling, I'm gonna jump.
Right, like I socked you, but I'm gonna catch you.
Exactly. Like it can be very dangerous, you know. And as a girl that knows how to fight too, like it's just you gotta watch out. You gotta be. I'm very respectful. I don't like to cause problems. I'm not confrontational. I walk away. I get shy. Like it's just.
No, I feel that, and I think that's just important, you know, to be that way because again, like you said, you don't have to prove anything. Like you want to see me fight? Watch my next fight. So speaking of that,
yes.
Ooh. Yep. Talk to us about the next fight. I'm so excited.
So it is October 21st at the Forum in Inglewood. So that's very historical. Me and the other girl in that card are the first girls to be fighting at the Forum, pretty much.
Kidding me. Oh, this is history.
So, and it's a historical place for a pro debut at the Forum. That's something big for me and big for anybody. And especially if I'm from LA. Like, So you guys all have to be there. Everybody on this podcast.
Yeah, I actually I was looking. I was like, how do I get there?
How do you get there? Or
Like I just get the tickets online.
Oh, you could get them through me.
Okay.
I actually have some in my car, but I have tickets. You can DM me. It's better to go through the fighter because the commission obviously is.
Oh,
always,
okay, I didn't know that.
It's always better to go through the fighters, and if I can't meet you personally, I have a place where you can go and pick some up.
Oh, you guys, make sure you DM Right Hook Roxy.
Yes, if you guys want to watch, it's gonna be in LA. It's my home turf.
Yes.
You know, I will be. It starts at 2 p.m. I suggest being there at 1:30 too, because I will be one of the first fights, and you don't want to miss my fight.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to watch me and you miss it, that's like the worst. I've done that to somebody, and I felt so bad.
Really?
Because I was late.
Yeah, you know what? I did that when I used to do triathlons. I did that to one of my friends, and till this day, I'm like, I feel so bad. I'm just like, I really think she doesn't even care anymore, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, they already had gotten to the finish line.
You're seeing her go like this.
Yeah, my sign like all late. Like, wow, bro, how embarrassing. Yeah, no, I'm working on that.
Yeah, no, so it'll be 21st Golden Boy promotion. I'm not signed with anybody yet. I plan on being a freelancer for now for the first few fights, just to see what's out there, what's the better offer. So this fight is pretty much them watching me, like, you know, oh, let's see what this girl has, you know. So, you know, that's
what you said. October. What was that?
October 21st. It's on a Saturday.
Perfect. And you got it pinned on your profile, right?
Yes, it's on my profile right there. You can see the poster, and then just send me a message. I'll go through my messages. Like, I get a lot, but I can see which ones are serious about getting a ticket and which ones are just trying to flirt. I'm like, dude, stop.
Girl, what?
Like, stop. I cannot. I'm kidding. I have people that are my boyfriend, but they don't know I exist. those are my boyfriends.
You know what? That's funny, because growing up, when I'll like see someone on TV and I'll be like, oh my God, that's gonna be my future husband. And my brothers would tell me that they don't even know you exist. I'm like, man.
Yeah, my boyfriends don't know I exist.
They about to.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But then I'll be too shy and act like I don't even know them.
Girl,
like, what's your name?
Wow, that's so funny. That's so me. Like, and it's funny because I'm so extroverted, and people would think like I'm not a flirt. I'm a terrible flirt.
See, me too. Like, I don't flirt. I'm just friendly. Like, there's a big difference. But oh my God, if I make eye contact with the guy and I'm talking to him, he's like, oh my God, she likes me. I'm like, no, I don't. I swear, I'm just saying hi. And how's your day?
I got pretty eyes.
I'm like, I'm sorry, a girl don't talk to you like that. Like, jeez. Not being rude, but I don't like you. I'm just like, and then it sucks. I try to have guy friends, and then like they're cool, and then they always have an agenda. Like at the end of the day, they're like trying to date me. I was like, dude, we were doing so cool. Like,
relatable.
And you just had to do that.
It's crazy. Like I feel like that's why I just connected with you so much. Like, even though like our age gap, you know, it's what 11, 12 years maybe, but.
Me and my sister are 14 years apart.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, girl, that's amazing.
But I'm mature for my age.
Are.
All my friends are older. Like, I don't really have friends my age. I'm always with older people because of boxing.
That's true.
You know, the interviews, the podcast, like it's everything. Like
older people right here, shit.
Like I talk. Wow, I can conversate. I can have intellectual conversations with older people. Like young people, yeah, there is needle in the haystacks that are mature, old soul, but. Like they want to talk about like just really like a useless conversation.
You're like, this is not a stimulating conversation.
Thank you. I need to be stimulated.
Right. I feel that. But I hear you on that. Like it's hard, especially like in the industry that, I mean, we're in the health and fitness, you know, and it's like the agenda, like you said, you know, like especially nowadays, I feel like people just be having some other intentions. But
man, this Western dating lifestyle is not for me. I'm very traditional. I'm old school. Like, if I need to go move to Eastern Europe,
girl,
I'm gonna go.
I've been saying, I have a feeling mine is in the South somewhere.
My Habibi is somewhere over there in the Middle East.
I love that. Yeah, no, real shit though.
I just can't. This Western dating lifestyle is not for me.
It's like, crazy. People want situationships.
Then they get offended when I'm like, I say things. So like, I gotta watch what I say sometimes because I'm canceled. People are like snowflakes.
Yeah, it's a very sensitive audience nowadays. No, I think our audience is amazing, first of all. But I think I see it. I mean, even me, like, you know, I'll be posting a lot of, at one point I was posting a lot of conspiracy stuff that came true. But anyway.
I'm into the conspiracy stuff too, because it's true, man.
They
just want to look the other way.
People want to look the other way, or like fear, you know, and And I was posting and I was getting shadow banned. At one point, nobody could find, for like 2 months, nobody could type. Like you had to type in my whole name. My stories wouldn't pop up. And most of like my business comes from IG. So it was low key affecting me. But I had to find other ways. Shout out to Instagram because they pushed me to find other ways to grow, you know? So it's just crazy. But I think, you know, speaking your truth is what's going to call your real soul tribe, you know? It's not about being nice. It's about being real.
Then the people I actually want woke. I'm like, I'm not saying like excuse my language, I'm not an asshole either. But there's sometimes like I don't agree with certain things. And people are sensitive about it. But honestly, it's just my opinion. We all have opinions. Exactly. You know, no one's right or wrong. It's just opinions and what you like and what you don't like. So.
I know. I love it when like the fighters, after they fight, you know, they interview them real quick. You know, they're like still cooling down, and then they give their little speech, and a lot of them be saying things like speaking their mind. Like it might be controversial, but I love that. I'm like, hell yeah, talk your shit.
Yeah. No, I like that too. But as a fighter, like certain things can be disrespectful. Like there's a difference between speaking your truth and being disrespectful about it.
True.
Like I like fighters that are gonna call out other fighters. Like they want to get a fight, they want to do this, that. Like I'm great. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
But when you're disrespectful, like F this person, F that person, or you're not good, or putting down other people, I don't like that. But I do like confident. There's a difference between cocky and confident.
Yes.
I like confident fighters. I just don't like cocky fighters.
That part. And I just feel like, I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like when you be all extra cocky and then you get dropped on your ass. Like, don't do that.
You get humbled. Like I tell people, like not everyone will be undefeated. Like you're gonna. It's just the way it is. Like,
that's right.
There's different styles make fights.
Right.
Style make fight. Like you can't. A lot of what's really messed up is how Mayweather did the whole 50-0 thing. So everyone thought like. Back then, they fought the best of the best. They fought whoever, win or lose, they're still champions. Nowadays, you have one loss, fans are like, oh, you're not good anymore. 2 losses, you're not good anymore. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. I wish it can go back in time where like people are not so scared to have like a winning streak. Like, but for women, it's different. Women, like they have losses, they're fine, they're still champs. But for men, I feel bad because people just look the other way, like, dude, you haven't even jumped in the ring.
Right. Like I want to see you
couch
get in
potato.
There.
Like, what are you doing? Like, don't even go there. Like, these fighters are entertaining you. They're here to entertain you. We're entertainment to people. You know, it's our sport, but we're entertainers.
Oh yeah, girl.
And when people like, it's just disrespectful. Like, yeah, we can look the other way, we can ignore haters, but words hurt sometimes. You know, like we see those comments, we see those messages that you give us. Like, yeah, sometimes we don't care. I got to a point where I don't care, but there's times where there's some really hurtful words, like little triggers, and I'm like, that's really messed up. Why would you even say that? What if that was your daughter and people were saying that to your daughter, your family? Like, I always tell people, like, what if that was your daughter that you're like, I see girls' Instagram pages and I see the comments and they're just mean, and I'm like, well, social media, I consider it fake. You know, it's a good platform to make money, to get your business going, like your podcast or like my boxing, hence all that. It's good money making, but also too, it can be very fake. I tell people,
toxic.
Instagram is fake. Don't pay attention to it. Don't compare yourself to other people. Everyone has problems. Like it's
that part.
Nobody's perfect. Like you may think they're perfect on social media. We all have problems, but also don't be so hateful to people because you don't know what they're going through.
That part. Ooh, message. I love that. I love that. No, and that's real because yeah, right. I know. I love it. I love it. Like I feel like, you know, with social media and just how Instagram has evolved, people have just gotten more comfortable to like get these what do they call them, like trigger fingers, or what is it?
Like, yeah, like,
you know?
Like,
but like
excuse me, I have
behind
your
the
address,
scenes,
and they get so mad when you confront them, or like there's been times where I had trigger finger people and they just like said something. I'm like, okay, you know what? I explain all this and that. I put them in their place, and they're like, oh no, I'm a fan. Like, okay, then why are you saying those things? A fan would not say that.
See, it's almost like back in the day, like when the kid that liked you, like in kindergarten or something, was mean to you. Like, is like grow up, grow the fuck,
grow up, like. And half of these people are on fake accounts, and it probably is somebody I know. It's probably somebody that's smiling in my face. So when I see these fake accounts messaging me, and sometimes they're very personal, I'm like, okay, this is somebody I know. Like, this is not just
like
some
real
random,
hate in your heart. I hope you heal.
Like, Thank you. Like, I hope you heal. And I always tell people, I'm like, look at you, you're coward behind your fake account. You can't even
Right.
show your real face. And they just stop
Right.
responding. I'm like, you're a coward. Like,
Yeah.
anybody that has something, like, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah.
I
Keep
tell
it to
people,
yourself.
there's opinions and there's constructive criticism, which
That's
I
right.
will take. Like, if I'm like, oh, my hand's down, this, that, or,
Right.
you know, like, I don't care about constructive criticism. That's okay.
Yeah.
You
That's,
know, like,
sometimes
it's an
it's
opinion.
necessary.
It's
Right.
necessary. But hate, that's a big difference. Like, you don't tell people.
Right.
Like, I've had death threats before. I've had people tell me to kill myself. Like, I've had some mean stuff said to me. And I was like
Same,
14,
same.
15 at the time.
That's crazy.
A lot of 15-year-olds don't have a strong mind like I do. Like, you don't even know. Like, that could have been another 15-year-old that probably would have, you know, ended their life.
Yeah.
Like, you
and
have
you hear
to.
those stories a lot, which is so sad.
Exactly. Like, you got to be careful what you say to people
Right.
because then, I'm sorry, that blood is on your hands. Like, you
Facts.
like, it's just, it's sad.
That
like,
karma, and karma is sad because it'll come back
God
to
is
you.
watching.
Always. God don't like ugly. I promise you, something gonna come around, and it sucks because it's, again, like no mercy, you know. So
Yep.
I'm big on that, and I love that you said constructive criticism because I feel like, you know, people are so ego driven that a lot of times they just take it so personal, and it's
Oh
like,
my God,
constructive
yes.
criticism it's a gift, especially if it's coming from someone that knows what they're doing, you know.
Exactly. Like, I've
Right.
had people tell me things. I'm like, oh, thank you for the, like, you know, I don't have 10 eyes. I can't see what I'm doing.
Right.
My coach has 2 eyes. My other coach has 2
Right.
eyes. Like, I'm like, oh, thank you. They're like, oh, I thought you would take it. I'm like, no, I wouldn't take it the wrong way. But some people, their ego, like, I've had friends, like, I would say something like, oh, I think they're like, oh, but it's the, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing at all. Like, I'm just not going to give my opinion. Not all the time I'm going to say something, like, that you agree with. I'm going to give you, like, I'm going to give you a talk sometimes when it's like, you know, don't do that. But then that's when I start losing friends, or that's when friends get offended.
Say that.
And I'm
like,
you know.
it goes back to being real and not being nice, because being real is going to bring you the people that are for you, you know. So, and I feel like at your age, man, like in my 20s, I really learned that. And I was the person that, like, had a lot of friends. I was around a lot of people. I know a lot of people. And like, as I, you know, got older, I'm like, wow, like, it's really not about that. It's just about being yourself and attracting your small circle.
Being honest.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, don't be rude, but just be honest.
Right.
Like, I don't have that many friends for that reason. I have, like, 3 good friends. I'm very picky on who I call a friend. I have acquaintances. I have a lot of acquaintances.
Right. That's
but
right.
real friends, I probably have about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And,
That's real.
like,
That's
I don't...
really how it be.
It's because also, too, my schedule, my boxing, like, there's friends that just were bad for me. Like, oh, let's go out. I'm like, I can't. Like, for example, this Saturday is my birthday, right? I had some people say, oh, let's go out. I'm like, I can't go out. I can't right now. I'm in my training camp. Like, I can do something like a spa, massage. Like, if you want to take me out, we can go to the beach.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, then you can't have just one drink. I was like, no, I don't want one drink. Or they're like, how about, like, oh, we can go to a really nice restaurant. I was like, I can't go to a nice restaurant. I can't eat right now. I'm on a diet. I'm strict right now with everything I'm doing.
Wow, that's
like,
amazing.
and they just, like, they don't understand. And at that point, I'm like, okay, if you don't understand, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And then they apologize. I'm like, look, it's not like, it's like my first amateur fights where I can do whatever I want. Like, this is my professional career. I'm not gonna, I don't want to get hurt in that ring. It's not worth it.
That.
One drink is not worth my career, you know? Like, it's just,
I love, just that mentality at your age is phenomenal. I love that. But it comes from the love that you have for what you do, you know, when you have a goal and you have your intention, you know, on what you're going to do to get there. And that's amazing.
Yeah, it's boxing's hard. There's times where I hated boxing. Like, I was literally just doing it as a job. Like, there's a point where I was disgusted by it just because the people, the boxing community is very toxic and people don't realize it. Their people are mean, like, cold. And they're cold.
Kind of like the music industry, probably.
Yeah, it's every like, you got all these sports. There's toxic. It's toxic because it's entertainment, you know. And boxing community can be very toxic, but also very good, you know. But overall, I think the toxic overrules the positive, and people don't realize it. People from watching from the outside, but people can be mean, you know. And it's like that's why I hated it, because there's so many mean things said to me, and I'm just like, or people going around saying things. I'm like, why are you saying that? Like, that's so wrong of you. And it's just like, I was hurt, you know. I was hurt that I've done so much for this sport, for this country, for like, for boxing wise, you know, for team and like Team USA. I've done so much for this whole, you know, country, and
Right.
for them to just like
Bash.
do certain things and bash, like it wasn't worth it, and I hated it. Like I
Right.
didn't even want to. I didn't want to watch boxing. I didn't want to even follow boxing people. I took it out of my life completely, and then I was like, okay, let me do this the right way. Let me just have the right. It's not. I shouldn't cut out boxing completely. I should just cut out the people that I don't want in my circle anymore.
That's right.
The only one that's been there for such a long time is my mother. You know, like I don't want to feel any animosity or jealousy or any type of anything with anybody, and that's why my mother has been by my side, because obviously she's not jealous of me. That's why she wants the best for me.
That's right.
Sometimes it can be hard, but overall,
Like, you know, it's coming from a good, it's coming from passion.
It's coming from passion, and I don't feel no anger, like, and even the people around me that are helping my camp out, I don't feel any. I see them that they want the best for me.
That's
So
right.
like I can see it in their eyes. I can tell.
Feel
like,
it.
I can
You
tell.
feel it. Especially, no, you're good. Especially like even just like with like, again, like they see your passion and you know how you're like you attracted that, you know? That's
Like,
amazing.
I can see when someone wants good for me, and when
That's right.
I can see, oh, good job. Like I can tell, like
can
that.
feel
I can feel it. And then some people are like, I don't like the way this feels a
Yeah.
little bit, but okay,
Like,
thank you.
That
I'll
wasn't
take the
so
compliment.
genuine.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh, girl. Well, I applaud you because you kept going. You kept going, and now here you are. And I feel like just like in anything you do, like there are going to be those moments where you want to throw in the towel and you're just like, maybe this isn't for me. But that's when you really push through, you know? You really push through. You keep going. And man, I love it. This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, you guys. So we should go ahead and take some calls. If anyone has any questions. Take some calls. There's the number 747-279-8109. Let's see. Yeah, no, girl. What's up? Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, no, that's amazing, girl. You're doing it, man. I'm excited for you though. This is this is major. October's major for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Super excited.
I'm sure Mama's super excited.
Oh yeah, we're both anxious. I don't want to say I'm nervous. I'm just anxious. That's
Yeah.
all.
I know my aunt used to say, "There's a good type of anxious." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
it's
what's
like,
that?" So I
I'm
think this is
nervous,
it.
not of the fight, but just like, you know, everyone's around me, and it's a lot. I feel like a lot of pressure on me, but you know, I'll get through it. Once I'm in, step in the ring, that's good.
Oh yeah, you're like, I'm on my dance floor. I love that. I love it. Is your dance floor for real?
Yup.
So would you say that like what's the most? I mean, I know everything's important in boxing, but like footwork is probably.
Footwork is important, but the key to boxing is the jab. It's your jab. Like you can't do anything without the jab.
Okay.
That's one of the key things, but also conditioning. You know,
Right.
your mental state has to be there.
Yes.
Really, it's your mentality as well. Like you
Right.
can't always think you're like the craziest. Like you can't think you're perfect. Nobody is
Right.
ever perfect. Do you have world champions like Canelo, like all these world champions? They're still learning. We're
Right.
always still learning. I'm not the best. I don't consider myself. I'm a great fighter. I'm gonna be a great fighter,
That's right.
but I'm not the crazy best. Like nobody's perfect at all.
That's funny. My mom used to be like, "Remember, there's always somebody crazier than you."
I was like, there's always somebody better than you. Yeah,
That's that, you
that's
know?
reality. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Do you have siblings?
I have one sister.
Oh, yeah, you did say that, your
Yeah,
sister.
so she used to box when she was younger, but then you know she had family and stuff.
Right.
She has my niece, and then I have two brothers that live in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
They're older as well. I'm the baby.
Oh my God.
I'm the baby.
The baby. Wow. So both you're 100% Mexican?
So my dad is from Mexico. My mom, she's Spanish and Native American.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So I'm mixed. I'm a little mutt.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And she speaks Spanish though?
Yes, she
Oh,
speaks.
wow.
So she has like a Mexican accent because my dad like
that's
didn't really
right.
speak English, so she grew up with
Aw,
speaking Spanish too.
That's amazing. She's like, my kid's gonna learn too. I love that. I love that. I
Like
love
it was my first language.
Yeah.
That's the first language I grew up
Spanish,
with.
right?
Yes,
Right,
but
same.
then when I went to school in Santa Clarita, when I went to I was like New Hall Elementary School. I remember the teacher specifically said, "Don't speak," because I didn't really know English. He's like, "Don't speak Spanish. You're in America." And then when I went home and started crying to my mom, "Don't ever speak to me in Spanish," so she did it, and I forgot my Spanish completely. Like I only knew a few words. I understood a little, and I got older, started learning a little bit more. So I'm still like like I understand everything
Right.
you say, and I can survive in Mexico
Right.
pretty much.
Ah,
It's
I
just
love
my
that. There you
accent.
go.
My accent and sometimes like words like it doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
I'm trying. Okay.
You're like, it made sense in my head. So
Exactly. I'm trying to learn a new language though too. Like I
Yeah.
that's on my bucket list to learn like 2 more languages.
I love
so
that.
I want to learn Russian actually.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. What?
And then
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
love to learn
actually,
Russian.
yeah, maybe perfect my Spanish too. You know, because I know I got on interviews in Spanish. Oh my God, it's so nerve wracking.
Oh, and it's
I
only
did a-
more and more.
Yeah, I did a podcast in Spanish, like in front of like thousands of people. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so bad. Like I understood everything.
Girl,
I-
Selena used to do it, and she mixed up somehow, some way. She made her point. you
Yeah,
know?
like no, they understood me, like
Yeah.
but it was just like I was so nervous because
I'm
there is
sure.
people that are mean like you don't even know you're a bocha no sabo
Oh.
and this and that. I'm like, you know what,
No
guys?
sabo kid.
I was like, I'm trying, okay?
Right?
Like I'm trying.
Appreciate that. I
Appreciate
feel
it.
like
I'm trying to represent.
yeah, but I feel like they really do. Like even when I mean, my Spanish is really good now, but there was a point, like you said, where it was just kind of like choppy, and I was like, damn, I'll get stuck. You know, it's like Spanglish. But I feel like the señoras would appreciate it.
Yeah, no, some people appreciate it. They're
Right?
like, oh, how cute you're learning
Yeah.
Spanish. I was like, yeah, I know, but stop.
Right.
This guy has been trying to call for like
Someone's calling?
oh, I thought that's what it said.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
that's
think
you
that's the
guys' number.
Mhm.
I haven't even seen the comments or.
I know. Oh, they'd be hilarious, girl. I'd just be like, man, y'all wild.
She
Let's
will
see.
break you. Roxy, oh, thank you guys.
Let's see. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's right.
That's a good one.
Transfer into the
Thank you. Oh, I know Ron Ortega. He's always watching my stuff.
Oh, I love that.
oh, he's like one of my one of my fans that I appreciate. He's always on my my stories, my comments, my interviews, my podcast. He's always there.
love
I
that.
appreciate him. He's like one of my biggest supporters.
Yeah,
100%.
shout
I
out to
recognize that
y'all.
name.
I love that. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. I have surprised no calls right now, but either way, like I'm just really excited for you and for what's to come, you know, and just keep at
Thank
it.
you,
You're
thank
killing
you.
the game, and I'm gonna go watch it, girl. I'm gonna be there. I really can't wait. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. Just
I'm
let me know
inspired.
how many tickets you want, so I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Who
save
want to
them.
come with me? Slide in the DM ASAP. Probably take my best friend.
There's a bit like 10 guys. I'll go with you. You're like,
Oh,
wait a
God,
minute.
Hold on. Here we go with
You're
the
like,
agenda.
They're like their agenda. I'll go with you. Yeah, but only the fight, and then I go home.
Right. You know, as a matter of fact, meet me there.
I know, exactly. Meet me there.
Right.
Pay your own parking.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming out, and I'm really looking forward to the fight. You guys, make sure you follow at Right Hook Roxy.
Yes.
We did it.
We did it.
Let's get
Thank
it,
you guys
y'all.
for tuning in.
That's right. Peace. Ah, that was so fun.